Our protagonist leaves the room trembling and says, "Go rest now." Our hero breaks the fourth wall and says to us, "You must be wondering, why didn't I kill the Demon Queen? But I've read in the books of this world, and it's extremely common for the Demon Queen to be revived immediately after dying. So if I kill her, she will come back. The only way to resolve this conflict here is by ending this conflict. There can no longer be a fight between the Queen and the hero. As long as I'm not a threat to her, I'll be able to become her friend and we'll live happily ever after." The crazy hero is laughing like the Joker. The Queen is just thinking, "Damn, he's still laughing in my face." The Prona grabs the little dog there and says, "Hey buddy, or I'll be up, huh?" The Queen, seeing that situation, says, "Oh, so this is your most powerful magical tool?" Our hero thinks it's not exactly a magical tool, it was just a little invention I made when I was kind of bored. And he responds to her, "Yeah, you could say that. It was one of the last things I developed." The Queen lets out a little smile, planning, "Perfect, now's the time." He was careless. By taking off my handcuffs, he allowed me to use my secret abyss magic and instantly recover. And now, without the protection of your robot, the balance of this fight is completely in my favor. It's time to kill you. Ready for the attack, she said. "Sorry for breaking your things, great hero." But he replies, "Relax, it's okay. His memory card is still here." Behind him, she's thirsty. "This is the perfect moment. I'm going to end the hero of legends now." At this point, our hero says, "Luckily, I have 6 more of this little body of his prepared, so you don't need to worry about that, Queen." The poor girl is speechless. He already puts the memory card in and the little dog turns on, all happy jumping. Lipping, our hero still says to her, "I even like having company, but sometimes they're too messy, so I just leave one activated." In her view, all of this was a plan for her to be embarrassed. Seeing his distorted smile, she already falls on the bed, not understanding anything. There's no way. It's impossible. Suddenly, she smells something and says, "What's that smell?" Liping says, "I saw you passed out, so I prepared a little meal here to warm you up. And it's ready, all made with the farmer ingredients he grew." But after being a farmer, therefore, the time his level of cultivation is the maximum. The Queen looks at the food and says, "Why did you bother with this? Only the weak need to eat. I have transcended, I don't need these things." But she smells the food and ends up feeling like eating. Our hero says, "I myself cultivated all these vegetables and grains. Please try it." In his head, he just wants to resolve the conflict with food. She's still hesitant, but decides to try it, speechless. The protagonist is thinking, even though he has practiced cooking for so many years, would what he cooks be able to please someone of the Queen Demon's royalty status? She takes some more and bites, takes another, and already thinks with each bite the meat juices explode in my mouth like fireworks. Not to mention that the flavor is so natural, and it still contains a very high amount of magical energy. Who would have thought that there are delicacies in this world that would please even the Demon Queen? I can't do anything but swallow every last bite of his meat. At that moment, she feels something exploding inside her and complains to him that it's too spicy. "What did you do with this food?" Lai Ping is scared, saying that the only thing he did was put a little chili, which is something he likes. Can't the Demon Queen handle spicy food? The Queen is suffering and thinking. It was obvious, as if this hero was going to be so nice, he's only trapping me, he used me for experiments. He brings her a soup, saying it will help reduce the burning. She stares and thinks he gave him the poison and now he's giving me the antidote. Really, I'm playing in the palms of this hero. It's such an uncomfortable feeling, though. Suddenly, she transcends and goes to heaven with the protagonist's meat in her mouth. The taste is so comfortable, so peaceful. The war between the Demon Queen and the hero, none of that matters to me anymore. I'm going to forget everything and live quietly, because I finally discovered how insignificant I am. The food has such a high magical concentration that it even evolves her. Getting stronger, she gets confused. She looks at him and says, "Stop pretending. What do you want from me?" Lai Ping, feeling awkward, says, "What do you think? I just wanted to do some research to see if the Demon Queen and the hero could live together." But she interprets it differently. "In this world, you are the only one qualified to be my research slave. Since I'm the hero, so come here, I will help you get stronger to see if one day you can beat me." Our protagonist asks, "Do you agree with this? I'll keep making delicious food to serve you." While the Queen is losing her mind, saying that a knight died, but not passing so much shame, especially her, Demon Queen. She is sure that the protagonist's plan is to make her stronger to see if she has any chance of facing him. Thinking about it, she turns there, goes to the bed, stands up, and announces, "I agree with you. But there are 2 conditions. First, I am not doing this because I am afraid of you, but because I want to reach the pinnacle and be the strongest in the world." Lai Ping is confused. The Demon Queen, does she not know she can kill me? She continues, "Second, as long as I am here, don't think I will bow my head. I will never submit to you. My dignity as the great queen must never be violated. If that happens, even if I have to sacrifice everything, I will destroy you." Our hero is all embarrassed and says, "Understood. Understood. Okay, let's be friends. Let's stay close to each other." She gives him a stare and says, "It's okay if you want to do research. Feel free. And another thing, if there's anything tasty, give me some." And our hero agrees. A year has passed, and our protagonist is using the legendary prophecy sword to chop wood. While he thinks things have kind of complicated, Because after the queen forced her way into the house, he lost the camouflage that hid the house from the whole world. And the monsters that keep passing by there don't seem easy to deal with. But obviously, when they sense the queen's presence in the house, they don't dare to attack. The problem is that he imagines as soon as the queen leaves, he'll probably lose his house. From inside, the queen is screaming angrily, asking why lunch isn't ready yet. In our protagonist's head, he can't let her escape, he needs her protection. Meanwhile, in a living room, the naughty queen is watching some high-quality content. And besides, after eating so much this whole year, she got chubby. She says, I'm tired of watching these same recordings. Don't you have anything more from that system? Leping responds, I've told you, the system has been gone for a long time. Come over here, I made lunch. She thinks about getting up, but instead of walking, she conjures two little wings to fly over to the table. She looks at Leping and says, what kind of poison is in these potatoes here? It seems that the more I eat this, the lazier I become. She ponders. This darn guy using delicious food to paralyze me with his slow-acting poison and still trying to lead me to total depravity with these extremely provocative images deluded. Leping tries to explain it's just that these potatoes have a lot of calories and then by eating a lot, you start to gain weight and get kind of lazy. At that moment, she looks down and sees her belly, but then she conjures magic there and there, turn all the energy from the belly into magical energy, turning into a mega babe. The protagonist is impressed. Can magic be used in this way? She stares at him and says, haha, another of your tricks didn't work. Are you disappointed? Leping tells her, yes, I am very disappointed now, let's eat already. She looks at the table, he says, wow, today's food is perfect. I won't hold back, and starts eating. Leping lets some words in the air. As much as she eats a lot, I always manage to go and make more food, right? And besides, I'll have to get used to it anyway, since we're going to live like this for a long time. Her interpretation, of course, is completely different. You're still very weak. I'll have to fatten you up a lot before I kill you. So he gets up and says, I'll get you a dessert. She, on the other hand, can't stand it anymore, thinking the jerk keeps treating me like a pig, feeding me with these magical foods. I've evolved more than 10 times just this year. It's not possible that now I don't have enough power to challenge him. It's time for the great decisive battle. But right at that moment, our hero already gets the little pudding and says, here, your favorite here, look. Her eyes sparkle and she goes all happy to eat. The prota thinks even though she's the demon queen, she's not very difficult to deal with, you just need the right food. The scene changes to an old man running away with a blonde girl. They are being chased by some creatures in purple cloaks and white masks, who are throwing some powers in their direction, until they get trapped in a magic cage and have to stop to fight. It's the father and his daughter. He turns to her and says, I'll hold them here. You run to the city and try to find a safe place. The daughter replies, I don't want to leave you here and escape alone. But the father retorts, I promised your mother I would protect you until the end. The creatures are already conjuring a massive magic to attack them. The father then says it's time to use the strongest power of all and sends a slash of white light that cuts the enemy who was conjuring the magic in half. But the guy seems to be made of slime and already reassembles. The daughter tries to shoot an arrow, but her attacks just go through the monsters. The father warns, there's no way you can help with your arrows, just run to the city and flee. The monster comes to punch her, but the father manages to defend. But unfortunately, he is thrown far away, hits his back on the rock, and is already all bloody. Almost dying, he says, don't come help me, just run away. Then the creatures begin to gather and transform into a giant monster. The daughter says to the monster, please, I'll go with you. Just let my father go alive. But at that moment, she feels she's about to die. But suddenly, what seems to be a gigantic mammoth appears, crushing the creature. On top of the gigantic mammoth, there's a house. On top of the house, there's an elder ninja frog leader. And on top of the elder ninja frog leader's head, there's a doghouse with the protagonist's little robot. The frog speaks to the dog. Big brother, what are we going to do with these two harmless humans? The little dog replies, don't hurt them. I'll take them back to the master. In the next scene, the girl is waking up at Leping's house, all confused about what's happening, looking around. She wonders, where am I? What happened? As far as I remember, my father was by my side about to die. She then gets up, rushes to the door, and opens it. When she looks, her father is showing some bodybuilder poses to our protagonist, who asks him, wow, how do I get a physique like that? The father replies, a warrior's physique is something fundamental. You have to take better care of yourself, my boy. Leping thinks, so this is the so-called warrior profession that I hear so much about. It's amazing. The little dog is all happy walking around the queen, who, annoyed, kicks him and says, who told you to bring these two here to my house? Stupid dog. The little dog gets all sad and starts crying. And our protagonist keeps squeezing the guy's muscles, saying, wow, you're so resilient. The father says, okay then. If the great Leping doesn't mind, I won't hide it either. He then bursts out of his clothes and our hero just admires, while the daughter is thinking, Dad, what are you doing there? Oops. Then she notices the presence of her daughter, and our guy tries to explain the situation. But the demon queen already goes to her and says, there now that you're awake, scram. I'm warning you, I got here first. Leping, trying to calm the situation, says, relax. Let's go inside. He then serves some tea and says, sorry for not having anything to offer you too. It's a rural place and I do everything myself. So it's all very simple. The boy looking asks, "Dad, is this the miraculous potion you talked about that cured you instantly?" Our protagonist is embarrassed. "I think calling this a miraculous potion is a bit exaggerated. It's just a little boiled water with some herbs." The queen is furious on the side. "Damn it. Why did this dog bring these two weak humans here? Is Li Ping not satisfied with just me? Am I not enough in this house?" The father begins to explain the situation, saying that he was completely unconscious and vaguely remembers. But he remembers the dog bringing him, and then when he took a sip of the drink, he transcended instantly and was completely healed, becoming stronger than ever, and says, "Daughter, if it weren't for the great Li Ping, I could never see you again." She looks at the tea and thinks, "Wow, but this here is so precious. Can we really drink this?" Our hero says, "You adventurers are so humble, but relax. You can drink it, no problem." They thank him and start drinking. Instantly, both transcend, going through a myriad of events, ending up in the cornfield, crying on the ground, birds flying around, a circle with an alien ship passing by. Both are confused, and the father instantly goes from a 3-star archmage to 4 stars, and the girl goes from a 1-star mage to a 1-star archmage. The father turns to his daughter and says, "Girl, our level has advanced instantly," and she replies, "Indeed. I even feel that the elven blood from my mother's lineage was awakened by this drink. New ears grew on my head. I really checked and she didn't have ears before." The two are dismayed to realize how much stronger Li Ping is. For them, that is an unattainable power. They even get demotivated. The protagonist looks and says, "Relax, I'll serve another glass for you." The father crying says, "It's okay, Mr. Li Ping. It's enough." The father is thinking, "Mr. Li Ping is a heaven-sent person. I can't cause any more trouble for him." Our hero says, "All right," thinking, "I wanted to serve some different drinks and food. But unfortunately, Elizabeth took and hid everything. And if I take it to serve them, she'll kill everyone." And she's right there saying, "Everything here is mine. Don't even think about taking anything else." Our hero lets out a sigh saying, "Yeah, really, you don't have anything else to serve. I'm sorry you were attacked, right? What happened?" The father explains that they were attacked because of the elven lineage in the daughter's body. Her mother was a great saint elf. However, her husband was of the human race. And for elves, it is forbidden to marry any other race. So the protagonist asks, "Oh, so the elves are hunting you down?" The queen interrupts saying, "Stop lying. The demon queen banned interracial marriage long ago when she conquered the world." The father said it's a long story, but since her mother had to return to the elven place, he had to hide his daughter all this time.